I'm not used to us being consistent with this podcast. We've never been consistent at all. We've promised it a plethora of times. It's Old Yeller. Bailey's story. What is that about? Oh, her running away.
Traumatic event.
America healed. We're fine.
America healed when Bailey ran away. Fucked up.
I'm saying we've healed from the event. Womp womp womp.
Ice. Ice.
Womp womp womp.
Ice. Ice.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Ice. Ice.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Ice. Ice.
Womp womp womp.
Ice. Ice.
Womp womp womp.
Ice. Ice.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Ice. Ice.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Ice. Okay, I feel a little bit less anxious, Baxter. I need you to stop.
Are we too young?
Okay, do we just want to dive in?
I'm sure.
Okay, so
if that intro was not good enough, welcome to the Professional Bullshitters podcast. This is episode 4. We've finally been consistent.
Woot, woot, woot.
Aren't you so proud?
Aren't you so proud of us?
It's really because I'm more stable.
And I
than
think
have been, and Ava isn't in Europe anymore.
That's true. And also we have a routine now.
Yeah.
We now have a routine not only with school but with this.
And I think we're both in like better places in our life to where it isn't daunting to film an episode. Because sometimes we used to plan to film an episode and then we'd be like, I really fucking don't want to do this.
Yesterday I kind of didn't want to, but I also completely forgot and I had so much shit to do. I was like, I'd rather die. And when I got home, I had a headache. So I'm kind of glad that we didn't film because I ended up just taking a nap.
Yeah.
And it ended up working out perfectly. And today is a great day. So
yeah, I feel fine.
Great.
I don't think I'm at my max energy because I feel like when we took breaks from the podcast, it would give me more energy when we would come back. But I think that I don't think I need to be at my max energy.
I agree with that. Okay.
I can be just mellow.
I agree.
For one
we gotta learn how to
life.
do that.
I'm mellow sometimes. Right now, hello.
I'd like to say really quick that.
Oh my god.
What?
I was me and my mom were watching Hot Ones today.
I love Sean Evans.
We love
my dream is to just have a conversation with him, not even be interviewed.
His questions are the best.
I know.
But we were watching the Ashton Kutcher one, and that's where it inspired me. We were talking about this in the car, that he has an IQ of 160. And we found that out because my mom was looking at a list of the highest celebrity IQs. And do you know who number 1 was on that list?
Who?
Over 200 is the rumor. It's Melania Trump.
No way.
Yes. And the reason this is speculated, it's not confirmed. Like, there isn't a confirmed number. The reason this is speculated is because of the visa she got to get into the country. It's like an Einstein visa. And you have to be very smart to get it.
I love her. Can I?
I think it's hard to believe that she has, because that fucking interview where she's just like, hello?
I think it's easy to believe because I feel like when you're that smart, you're able to fake that kind of shit. You know what I mean?
True. Paris Hilton does that.
Yeah.
Paris
Hilton's voice changes, dude.
Yeah.
I think that's so amusing.
She is very good at, like, curating herself to make more money.
Mm-hmm.
And that's boss.
Boss ass bitch. Sorry. Okay.
I like when celebrities are smarter than they seem.
Yes, me too.
Because I'm like, okay, bitch, make your money.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Britney Spears, too. She raised her voice for a lot of her songs. She has a really deep singing voice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, we can get into our first topic, which is, I don't want to spend too much time on this. He doesn't deserve this much
time.
Yeah,
we'll just, like, roll through it.
Liam, can you answer the question, why actually did you shave your head? I am the one who spread this information. People started snapping him after I spread this information, and he was literally asking everybody, how do you know? Me. I spread information like wildfire.
She does.
I am the gossip girl.
Our friend Liam, in our last episode, we were talking about, Willow was talking about how it looked like he was growing out his hair, and then literally like the next day he shaved his head.
Why would you do that, Liam? Why would you do that?
Ava,
your
photo?
Freshman year of college, when you're trying to get women, which already might have been hard for you. No offense, love you, Liam, but you're just a little bit picky. That's why I'm saying that. Not anything bad about you. Why would you do that? Mm-hmm. Why would you do that? Especially in the beginning of the first semester. I can understand, like, second semester, like, winter. You need to be putting beanies on that head.
Oh, yeah,
Wig
that's
and
a
a
good
beanie.
point. Why would you do that during okay, we gotta move on.
I just don't understand. But last year when Avery was a freshman, somebody else shaved their head. She literally like shaved this dude's head.
Mhm.
Like, is it just a thing sometimes? But Liam, I really think that long hair was working for you, and I'm not sure about the bald.
No.
I don't think anybody should be bald under 30,
Mhm.
and that's just my take. But I want to
Unless
know the
it's-
actual real reason, because when I asked him, he snapped me and I fucking die. And then I snap him back, why did you shave your head? And he says, because funny. I don't know how good of a reason that is to shave your whole
Okay, if
fucking
it
head
was
looking like my
for-
father.
If it was for
That's
like
really what he wanted. He wanted the Will Clown aesthetic.
Yeah.
That's what
If
he
it was
wanted.
for like charity, then like
I don't think
I
it
feel
was.
like
It's
that's
Liam.
different. I feel like being bald.
Liam lives in a frat.
That's true.
How much charity do
But his
frats
frat
even
does
do?
have a cat.
That says nothing about a frat. Maybe they just fucking took it in from the outside, because there's a lot of wild animals around Raw. That's
I
where
think
Frank
it's like
came
a kitten.
from,
It's a kitten though.
kind of. But it's cute. The little snaps he posts
Isn't
of it,
it?
him
It's so
playing with the
sweet.
cat. How cute, Liam.
I'm glad he's having fun. Liam, I'm glad you're having fun in college. Okay, let's move on.
I don't hear a lot from Matt though. He might be in a hole. I'm worried about
From
that
what
man.
I've heard, like the 2 conversations I've had, he's doing fine.
Good.
So
Because I've heard when you're like in a long distance relationship in college, that
it's
is
hard, yeah.
you like into a hole.
I hope he's okay.
Love you, Maddie.
Love you, Matt. Love you, Maddie B. Okay.
I think that nickname is so cute. I come up with the best nicknames for people.
I know, it's so sweet. Maddie Rob. Dude, Maddie Rob.
I just
is my
call him
favorite.
Maddie. I don't like
Yeah.
the extracurricular.
Mhm.
I just think Maddie is really cute.
Mhm.
And my nickname for Liam is DM Dashy.
Mhm.
I just came up with it one day. I don't know if he likes it, but it doesn't matter because I do. Now you're stuck with it.
If you're willing to talk about it, I do have like more formulated opinions on the breakup.
Oh,
Like,
sure.
we don't have to talk
I
about
would
it.
like to talk about. So Ava just brought up, if you couldn't hear it, she wants to talk more about my breakup,
Just
and
because
I have a very different perspective on it than I did last episode.
well, and so I have this thing where when I'm put on the spot, I can't formulate my thoughts correctly.
Mhm.
And it's not that they come out wrong always. That the last episode, it didn't really come out wrong. It just wasn't like my true opinions. It was
Mhm.
just the first thing that came to my mind.
Yes.
And so I've been thinking about it recently. And really the main thing that has like, I don't know, hit me, I guess, is that we were becoming friends. Like I was becoming close with her.
Mhm.
And then she broke up with you and like suddenly we aren't friends anymore. I understand that to an extent, like how the no contact thing is like a thing for her.
Mhm.
Totally fair. But like it's just kind of frustrating.
It's fair
'cause,
but
like,
annoying.
Yeah, it's just frustrating to me because like I don't know, I
Well, she still
I'm not
follows
Willow.
you on most things.
yeah.
She doesn't follow me anymore.
She took me off her private story.
Yeah, she took everybody off there. She took Dakota off there, and Dakota and her were good friends too.
Yeah.
So, do you have anything else to say about that?
That was my main thing. And just like damn, I did have something else. You keep going. though. I'll think about it.
The thing about that with them taking off Ava and like removing Ava from their life is that this had nothing to do with Ava. So why are you bringing her into it? I get that you don't want her or Dakota on the private story so they can't
Mhm.
relay any information for me. And I think that might be a thing where it's like they don't want to seem weak.
Yeah.
I fucking saw. Okay, so I got recommended a tarot reading on my YouTube. Does not
Mhm.
happen often. So I was like,
Mhm.
let's see. And so it's a 3-pile one, and you like pick the pile that you feel drawn to. Immediately, I
Mhm.
go to the one on the third. The most accurate reading of this
Mhm.
breakup I've ever gotten,
Mhm.
and I want to show it to you because it was fucking mind blowing to me.
Oh my god, okay.
It was mind blowing to me.
Do you want to get froyo or ice cream? Sorry. Because we can watch that video later is why I was thinking that.
I don't know. We'll have to
We'll
decide.
think about it later. It's okay.
But it was just and that even opened up my mind even more. But that was just like the last few days since the breakup and watching that episode. Talking about that, I have a completely different opinion than what I was saying. I don't,
Mhm.
and that's another aspect of breakups that I'm learning is like it's a different thing every day. And but I feel as if this is more of a finalized feeling. I feel as if I wouldn't say over it, but I feel that I've accepted it. Because
Yeah.
I feel way more at peace than I did when we were recording that episode, and I don't even feel like the need to cry this episode.
Well, so one of my favorite lyrics about breakups is from Keep That to Yourself by Tristan. And she says, and if you hear I keeping tabs, doesn't mean I still care, at least not in the same way I used to.
Mhm.
Because like
I keep
can
tabs
still,
like a motherfucker.
exactly, and I can still keep eyes on you, but it doesn't mean I have feelings for you. It just means I want to stay up to date with what's going on with you to see how you're feeling.
I have a stash of Diet Coke hidden throughout Ava's house.
I mean, of course.
There's empty cans everywhere, I'm sure.
Yes.
Sorry, Graham.
It's okay. Okay.
I want to see why my dad snapped me.
Okay.
I'm curious as to why. It's a video. Aw, he bought me a gift.
Oh,
That's cute.
that's so cute. Oh my god. I know. That's kind of crazy.
Thanks, Dad. He doesn't know that we have a podcast. I'm sure he's heard it in passing, but he doesn't register a lot of things.
He really doesn't. He doesn't know my name, does he?
I think he knows.
Slay.
I don't know if he said your name, but he
knows of me.
he refers to as the one with dead hands. Because that's my father.
Slay bot. I'm a slay bot.
If he were a normal human being, he's normal, but he's crazy.
Are you excited for the new album, Olivia? Olivia's new album
It comes out tomorrow. Or
It comes out tonight.
I'm excited to take a listen. I liked Bad Idea, right? And I liked Vampire, but I do go into this with a little bit of caution. Because a lot of Olivia's songs on the last album sound the same as this one.
I agree with that to an extent. I think
How long were you talking when I was gone?
probably at least 5 minutes.
I didn't expect for you to talk.
Hold on, I need to sneeze. Great.
I've just gotten 17 diseases and malaria.
Same.
My
LOL.
mom and I were talking about that today. So you know how like mosquitoes just fucking eat me alive?
Yes.
It's probably because of my blood type.
Yeah.
And we were talking about that today about how mosquitoes carry like all these different diseases, and I was like, I'm fucking surprised. I'm gonna have a disease in like 5 days.
Well, it's because we have vaccines.
Well, I could still get it.
Well,
Or like a disease of some sort, a blood disease.
The reason you're not sick yet is because we have vaccines. That's what I'm saying.
Girl, when have I gone to the doctor? But yeah, there was a mosquito in my home last night, and it got me like 7 times.
Oh my god.
I'm just very allergic kind of to mosquitoes, and they always will come for me. My mom was talking about this thing that she saw. It was like, it's this button that you can put on you. I don't know if you put it on your body or if it's like a bracelet or something, and it just like repels mosquitoes from you. We are always looking into the latest mosquito tech for me.
Yeah.
Because it's always been a problem. I just have really sensitive skin.
Yeah, my unstoppable problem is just getting sunburnt on my like my nose and cheeks. I mean, you're in frame.
I know, but I feel far.
You never met a thing.
Okay, is that better?
Let's move on. Joe Curie.
Well, what were we talking about before?
Liam. And then we moved on to the breakup. But, I mean, do you want to...
I could talk a little bit more about that.
Okay, go ahead.
My perspective on it now, I feel more accepting to it, and I don't feel as much of the pathetic feeling that I was feeling, and I don't really have the want you back feeling that I was feeling, because we filmed that episode late August, or like
2 weeks ago.
Yeah. And 2 weeks can do a lot.
Yes.
And I've just had a lot more closure, and like I've been able to reflect more into myself and see some reasons and things that I could have changed. This was my first relationship, and I didn't really know how to be in a relationship, and there's a lot of things that I could have done better, and there's a lot of ways that I could have been more supportive to them rather than them supporting me most of the time.
But that can also be true vice versa, and also that can be true for every relationship ever.
They did a lot more for me in my perspective than I did for them, and I regret that.
Yeah.
And I would say I'm sorry, but they don't respond to one single text that I sent about a t-shirt, so.
LOL.
Yeah. But they still keep up with the podcast, so if you're watching, hey. How you doing? I don't feel sad. How are you doing?
Give it up for Willow, friends.
I'm
She's
not
doing so
crying.
good. Woot woot.
Which is surprising because it
woot,
seems to be.
result.
I also think during our relationship, I was going through a very difficult time because I was trying to graduate and I was trying to deal with growing up,
Oh yeah.
and that made me cry a lot.
Yes.
I'm a very emotional person. Have you read the mug?
Yeah.
Cancer.
It says that she's a Cancer. But now that you're out of that relationship, you've moved on.
I don't think I've moved on. I have
You've-
always loved my man. There's always been love.
You've
there.
re-entered this obsession.
I was
I'd
still
say.
kind of in it, but
Okay.
it was diluted.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
We're continuing the conversation from last episode about Joe Curie because
Mhm.
there was a lot of things that we
You know-
brushed over, and it didn't put me in the best light. Okay. Okay, let me give you.
Can I just really quickly say that in our pod we have like a pod topics doc and we narrow it down before the episode, and in it Willow wrote my obsession with Steve Harrington / Joe Curie, and I said, Willow, we already talked about this, and she goes, I want to go more in depth into my lore, and I said, okay.
This is
like we had a full
This is
like
a part of my lore. This is a part of me.
I just think it's so funny because we had a full conversation.
This is the part of me that you'll never ever take away from me.
Yes.
Katy Perry relations.
I love Katy Perry.
I've been obsessed with Joe Curie. When did Stranger Things come out? 2016. I was 11. The first time I see this man, he wasn't that attractive in season 1. I recognize this, and I didn't really like him that much. And then we get to season 2. Hello.
Season 1 release date
Finest
was
man on the planet.
July 15th, 2016.
Yes. So I would have been just turned 11.
Mhm.
Just turned 11.
I used to like really, really, really hate scary stuff like more than I do now, and like thrillers freaked me out. So whenever I watched Stranger Things for the first time, I watched it with my dad, and I had to watch it like in proportions so I wouldn't get too freaked out.
It scared me a little bit. Season 2 scared me more because like the beginning scene of season 2 freaked me out.
Yeah.
Because it was just like a van. But I watched it with my sister.
Your mom.
Okay. So going into depth on this, I have loved this man since 2017. In fact, this is a completely parasocial relationship. I think he is waiting for me. He's waiting. This 31-year-old grown man is waiting for me in a matrimonial respect. I don't really know. I don't know. Because Ava's not talking anymore.
I'm just listening.
I know. It's weird not to have the banter with you. Whenever you just let me talk, I'm like, ugh.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to let you have the floor because I feel like last episode I interrupted a little bit, so I'm trying to lean back. But if you want me to have the more cooperative stuff, then I can.
So basically the whole Steve Harrington, and it's gotten more as I've grown. But a big fueler of this obsession has been Wattpad and Tumblr. I don't think the character AI thing is a representative of me because I used it for like 2 days and then
That is true.
I've deleted the app.
It just stood out in my brain.
It's funny that I did that.
Yeah, I feel like rightfully so that it stood out in my brain, right?
Yeah, it is funny.
Because it's funny, but like...
But it wasn't the most valuable thing to me. I would prefer Tumblr over that any day because it was like AR program and there was things that you couldn't say. It'd be like, I don't think this is against the right guidelines. And I'd be like, shut the fuck up. If you're an AI, let me live this fantasy. Let me smooch him. And that's not really it. I'm just like in love with him. I think I hold him as like my high standard.
Like the blueprint?
I have dreams about him sometimes. Like
It's probably because the blanket.
That's dumb. I don't always sleep with the blanket. I keep it folded on my bed.
Yeah. With his face facing outward.
Usually it's season 3 Sailor Steve because that's the big one on the blanket. And
so
season 3 Sailor Steve has
can you
changed
describe
my
this
fucking
blanket
life.
to me?
It just has. My sister got it for me for
It's
Christmas.
just a bunch of different Steve Harringtons?
Yeah, you've seen it.
I feel like I haven't seen the full thing. If I did, I didn't register it. I didn't clock it.
My sister got it for me for Christmas last year, so no, I didn't buy this myself. Because I feel like that would say something about me.
It's true.
But I did buy a heart picture frame with an angel on it and put his face in it. That is something I did do. I feel like that's less than buying a blanket with his faces all over it, but it just has a bunch of different faces of Joe Curie and then just Steve and stuff. Yeah.
So I was just reading through a text.
Oh.
To pick out something funny, and I read this out of context, and you said, "No, I don't want to be deaf," because we were talking about the cake challenge, and because we did this at my birthday weekend, we did the like blind, deaf, and mute.
Let us know
challenge
if
thing.
you want that as an extra on
Yeah,
here.
we can figure out.
We can just post the unedited.
Oh no, we'd have to edit it.
No, I think unedited would be better. Maybe we could watch it beforehand to see if we say any
Yeah.
stupid shit, but
I mean, we always say stupid shit,
like really dumb.
but like,
I was fucking blind. Ava was messing with me,
not really.
and she said, "Yes, you were."
when?
You looked away when I was pouring a whole fucking thing.
Because I have ADHD.
And I was pouring it on the fucking countertop, and she got mad at me for that. I
said-
was blind.
Okay, I said, Willow, hold still. I'm gonna be right back.
How could I tell if I was holding still?
Because you just fucking stayed there.
I sway a lot naturally. I have nerve damage.
That's true. We so when we were in choir, there was one time Aubrey. So Willow and I's voices blend really well together, and so we were put next to each other in
I'm
choir.
a blender.
And so Aubrey took a video of us, and it's just us swaying back and forth together.
If we can get that video, we'll insert it here.
Yeah, I will. I'll try. But yeah.
I've never seen this video. I've only heard it's legend.
Mm-hmm.
The lore.
Anyways.
I think I put that in the topic talk because of our text the other day on Instagram.
Our Instagram DMs are fucking wild.
We're crazy in that bitch.
Because we'll send reels and then we'll just insult each other or say some like really out of pocket shit.
Today I sent her this video of a really big rat coming out of somebody's wall, and I said, "You next."
And I said, it's okay, I'm armed and dangerous.
And I said that she'll beat it up with a mic stand.
Won't know what's coming. Anywho.
Wait, what I saying that? I said beat that shit up with a mic stand. He won't know what's coming.
And then later I sent her a picture of it was a reel of
It's a doodle
Yeah.
with a haircut.
And I said me, and she said it looks like you, and I said okay.
I thought that's what you meant. That's why I said that.
No, because it was serving cut.
I think the one from the other day was really funny.
Let me see.
Wait, where'd it come from? You sent me this video of a bald man strutting, and I said Liam.
Let me see it. So there's this video. Who was it? Howie Mandel.
It says Howie Mandel teaching the deal or no deal briefcase girlies how to start.
And it's just this bald man in a suit strutting in heels.
And immediately, I didn't take a beat.
So
I respond with
fucking
Liam.
It's so fucking
And she said, "I'm in gov. Do not make me laugh. It's not my fault. I'm naturally good at it." And then she sent some shit where it's like Cillian Murphy's face when he bumps into Matt Damon. And then she says, "He reminds me of the puppet with the tricycle." And she says, "Chucky, right?" And then I said, "Those eye." Those eye. They were scary. And the cheeks. And I say, "Icon." No, not Chucky. Jigsaw. Oh, who's Chucky? The ginger doll with the overalls. Oh, the bitch with the bad bob? He ain't got a bob. That's Tiffany's girlfriend. He has a fucking girlfriend? Yeah. Damn. I've never seen any of these movies, by the way. LOL. Dolls are weird. Agree. I don't like them. Abolish.
Who said abolish? I thought so.
And then you sent a lawyer emoji. Setting coordinates for the warhead immediately.
Bomb them.
Never give us access to any tactical weapon. Airstrike. Bomb the... No, I said bomb. bob them. And then I sent a picture of an emoji with a bob.
I said airstrike, right?
And then she sent a fucking gif of Bob the Builder.
Because she said bob them, so I said to give them.
And then I said, the fuck you get this gif at? And then she said the interwebs. And I sent a picture of Taylor screaming. I said, this haunting imagery.
So bad, dude. That being said, when Willow sends me stuff, sometimes I say already seen, and it's not because I don't appreciate her sending me.
I'm not done with our text chain.
Oh, okay, go ahead. Sorry.
And then I sent this video. I'll make Ava insert it. It's me and Ava, like stick figures, and I said from the vault, because I make a ton of these videos of just me and Ava.
And I didn't know that until what like 3 days ago.
Yeah. And she said, "Where do you get these templates? A place you don't need to be concerned with, the black
Temu.
market." And then she said, "Temu again, God Willow." And then I just say, "When are you gonna post that damn Barbie and Ken TikTok?"
And then I posted it.
So, okay, my audio is back. So here's a fucking okay. I don't know. Does it cut off when I do that? No, it doesn't. So after all those texts, there's a little beat. There's a beat where we're just sending each other TikToks, not TikToks, reels or whatever. And I sent her this rope of every single lyric in All Too Well 10-minute version from the vault, blah blah blah.
How long was that? Like 90 feet or something?
I don't know, like 80 or something. And Ava, all she says is already seen.
See, this seems bad when you're not in my brain.
It just like annoys me a little bit.
I know.
Because
I understand why.
yes, I understand that you've already seen it, but that doesn't diminish the fact that I still wanted you to see it because I know how much you love this thing or how much I want you to see this thing.
No, and I appreciate you thinking of me and tagging me in it. I just
and I know that you're just like that sometimes.
Yeah.
You're blunter than most people.
Yeah. Just because I have impulse control problems. That's just because I got a fucked up head. I mean, we could talk about that all day and night, but you know.
So yeah,
I love you very much, and I appreciate that you tag me in things that you think.
I
of me.
tag everybody in everything. Not everybody. It's usually just Ava. I
Because I'm
tag
special.
Ava in a lot of shit.
I love watching them. I really do.
Mm-hmm.
And whenever you send me things like that, I just like want to have a response.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? I don't want to like it because that feels like inconsiderate.
I don't care.
Okay. Because I feel like to me that's just like responding to like LOL when someone sends you a TikTok, but you never actually watched it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I know.
I always watch them though.
Yeah. My favorite TikToks that I tag Ava in are the ones where it's like, ask your friend which one of this you are.
Oh my god, we love these ones.
I do them all the time. I tag her.
The most recent one was which Disney girl, like main, which Disney, what was the prompt?
Yeah, it was like, which Disney girl are you?
Yeah, and so she said I was Sharpay.
And because it was like, loves pink, loves to sing, blah, blah, blah. And it was like this whole aesthetic can be mean sometimes.
Family girl.
Yeah. And then she responded back. Sometimes Ava doesn't respond back when we do those things. And I'm like, okay, whatever.
Do I forget to sometimes? Okay, that's my bad. It's not intentional.
I like to guess which one I think I am, and then you say something different. I'm like,
For that one, you were so Lizzie coded. It was crazy.
Yeah, I kind of thought that you would say Lizzie, or I thought it could be like, I don't know who else I thought, but somebody.
Well, so I was kind of like meh on some of them, and then I saw Lizzie, and I was like, that's Willow. The thing that annoyed me, because I have this weird thing, it said likes attention. I
didn't think that one was really true, because you don't like to be bothered.
Yeah, that's true. I don't like to be like the center of attention, but I like people to like take notice, if that makes sense.
I didn't think that all those things were true.
Yeah, and
I don't know if all the things on hers were true for me.
I think most of them were, though. Most of them were pretty accurate.
Whenever there's jewelry on one of those things, I'm like,
yeah,
I don't like jewelry, and it's rude of you not to know that.
Willow has a metal phobia. I don't know. I think we've mentioned this previously. But the reason that bothers me is because I was the youngest sibling up until earlier, or I was the youngest person in my family, period, up until earlier this year. And so, like, I'm just like pegged as like the annoying little sister.
I'm also the youngest, so I understand this.
Yeah, and so that kind of bothers me because when I was younger, absolutely I wanted to be the center of attention. And so I feel like that stuck with a lot of people. And my closest age gap is 6 years
Mhm.
with my cousin Jimmy, who I love dearly. And so like it's just kind of hard because sometimes people don't realize that I am like an individual with thoughts and emotions. I was once told I needed more life
Mhm.
experience. My parents are fucking dead, bro. What
Mhm.
else do you want from me? Do you want me to
God.
like, hey, what's going on? But like, yeah, that's just something that kind of annoys me when people think I'm being dramatic
Mhm.
because really I'm not anymore.
Mhm.
And like you're just sticking with that stereotype because it's what you're used to.
Occasionally, there's times that I've observed you where you were being a little bit too much, but like that's rare.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it's easy to just slip back into old habits.
Yeah.
Like I do that sometimes. But I can also understand the attention thing because I'm also the youngest sibling.
Mm-hmm.
And I just have like, I've, in the past, I've had like an immature personality. And I think a lot of
Yes.
people hold on to that and think that
Well, and
that's the
so
only part of me. But I'm a multi-layer person. But not even just my siblings, but like people just around me, especially in friends that I've had in the past, they just characterize me as the dumb friend and the friend that like just doesn't get anything, and so like just the stupid friend basically. And just because that's the how I act sometimes, and I think that that used to be a shield. Um but I know now that I am a very smart person, and I don't let people really tell me that I'm not anymore. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's move on to TikTok, shall we?
Sure.
You can take it away because you have most of these.
Why did you write throw your ice cream on there?
Because I need to remember that we're making that decision.
I don't forget anything.
I know, but I do.
I would remind you.
Go ahead.
I don't know if I'm in the mood for sweet things though.
We don't have to.
I would
I
rather
was
get
just
like
saying that
French
we
fries
could.
or something.
Okay. I'll just get like we'll just stop by McDonald's and I'll just get like a Dr Pepper.
I could kill for a cheeseburger.
Mm-hmm.
There's something about a McDonald's cheeseburger
Mm-hmm.
that gets me going. Side topic. I do not like burgers. That is something about me. I do not like a burger at a barbecue. I don't like those big ass burgers they serve at like any restaurant that you go to. But the only burger that I will not eat any other burger at any other fast food restaurant. The only burger I will eat is a McDonald's cheeseburger. Because I think one of the reasons is it's small enough to fit in my mouth. I have a very little mouth. I don't know if we've talked about this before, but it's tiny.
It's impressive.
Like, it's impressive how small it is. Like,
Mhm.
is this even an inch? I cannot open it, like, very wide. And I can't play that little game where you have to stick something in your mouth and then say something because the thing.
Chubby bunny.
No, not that. The actual game with, like, the plastic mouth thing.
Oh.
I can't play that. We bought it when we were on a vacation at Lake of the Ozarks once.
Mhm.
And I tried, and I literally could not fit it in my mouth because my mouth is so small. At the dentist, they couldn't open my mouth wide enough to do what they needed to do, so they just sent me home.
That's wild.
Like, my mouth is fucking small.
Mm-hmm.
So, that could be a reason.
Mm-hmm.
But also, it's just so tasty. They get it right. I don't like when a burger tastes too much like bleh, and that's like barbecue burgers. Like, they taste too, like, ick to me. Like, it,
Too smoky.
yeah, it seems like charcoal that I'm eating.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I've never liked that. I'll always eat a hot dog.
I understand
And
that.
I love a good hot dog.
Me too.
At a barbecue, if I know I'm safe when there's chili to put on your hot
Can
dog.
you like move that? Your mic. Sorry, the light is right in my eye.
Sorry.
It's fine.
I know I'm safe when somebody has brought chili to the cookout to put on my hot dog. Chili, onions. What do you put on your hot dogs when you have one?
Ketchup.
I used to do that probably at some point, but right now, no, not right now. It's been for a while. I'm a mustard girl. I love me some mustard on fucking anything. If I'm having a sandwich with meat on it, you best bet your fucking self that I'm putting mustard on it. I love a good mustard. I just love that tangy taste. So on my hot dog, if there's no chili, because I love a chili cheese dog, that shit fucking grinds my gears. I love that. grinds my gears in a positive way. I bet you've never heard anybody use that phrase in a positive way, but look who it is, Trailblazer. But if those materials are not available, I will put a nice little stream of mustard and some onions. And girl, that's a feast. First we feast, Sean Evans. I love hot dogs. Oh my god. My favorite genre of food ever is stadium food. Stadium food gets me in the right state of mind. Nachos, hot dogs, pretzel with cheese. Just like, I want to have stadium food every day. I love Cardinals stadium food specifically. I need to go to a Cardinals game. Do you like sports? I like the ambiance of the Cardinals, but if I were you, I would like the ambiance. But I am a baseball girl. Baseball is the only sport I understand.
Okay. I also enjoy the ambiance if I'm not in the sun, but that's just a weird thing.
Do you want to go to a Cardinals game?
I mean, sure,
it'd be fun. I think.
Graham might not be down to let me go.
Could go with Morgan
because it's in the city
or my family.
That's true. But
we love a good Cardinal game.
Hold on, sorry.
Oh my god, I found out that Nick Jonas has played baseball a few times with Albert Pujols today, and I told my mom, I was like,
oh my god, this fucking
I am 1 degree away from Nick Jonas because I've seen Albert Pujols at a Cardinals game live. I love Nick Jonas. I love him so much. He's such an icon. I remember when Jealous came out and I had a little phone from Walgreens that was only for games and music, and I fucking downloaded that shit and I played it every day. I still get jealous. You're too sexy and beautiful. I'm so upset that they didn't come to Missouri. Jonas Brothers come to Missouri.
I thought that yes, they did.
No, they didn't.
Quinn went to the show.
When? Quinn went to the show in Chicago.
Oh, it was in Chicago?
Yes.
Oh, well, I didn't know that.
And I've never been to Chicago. My parents don't like Chicago, apparently. They don't like driving in Chicago, so that's why I've never been to Chicago.
Driving in Chicago is kind of a lot.
Because I've never been on a plane. But I am going on a plane in October, and I'm fucking nervous.
I think you're going to have a good time.
I'm so afraid of planes.
Once you're actually in the air, I think you'll have a good time.
You've never seen me on a roller coaster, though.
That's true.
When I get on a roller coaster, I'm like, woohoo, fun, fun, fun. The first roller coaster I'm on, and then we're going up. And I'm like, then that's when I start to fucking cry and freak out.
I think that's why, though, because I'm also similar. I also fucking hate roller coasters in that way. But I like being in the air. I think there's something, like, calming about it. You just put your fucking earbuds in and just chill.
I think...
Chew gum while you're on the plane because your ears won't pop
like
as
gum.
much. You don't?
Usually, no.
You gotta look up
like
some other
mints.
remedies then. I don't know. Just kidding. Maybe mints are a solution.
I like icebreakers. But the reason I think I'm not gonna like it is because I've never experienced being that high in my fucking life, and I don't. Something about me, I hate experiencing new things. I like the familiar.
It doesn't feel that real, to be honest.
That's what my mom says. My mom is deathly afraid of heights. We were in Madison, and we were maybe I don't know, 15 feet up from the ground on top of one of the buildings on the roof. She was freaking out. She would not go near the edge, but she would like look at the side. But on a plane, she's perfectly fine, and she sits next to the window.
It's like, you know how at Arrows you were like, it didn't feel real to me because I couldn't see your face. It's like that.
I'm just really worried I'm gonna freak out, and there's nothing.
It's gonna be okay.
There's nothing I can do.
You need to develop some coping mechanisms before.
I told my mom I need fucking Xanax.
Maybe some medication would help, but I don't think it's super necessary if you can figure out.
I need to fucking take melatonin immediately when I sit down, and then I just need to fucking fall asleep.
No, take it right before you board.
Okay. I need to fall asleep immediately. There's no way that I can be cognizant the whole plane ride.
Can we skip over TikTok? I kind of don't want to.
Yeah, me either.
Okay, great.
But I would like to talk about it tastes like chicken.
Go ahead.
This is a quick topic. I fucking hate when people say, it tastes just like chicken. Like, oh my god, this tastes just like chicken. Frog legs. These taste... Frog legs? You're eating fucking frog... If it tastes like chicken, just go get some fucking chicken. I get trying frog legs once, but if you're a recurring person to these frog legs, or like I just heard that a quail eggs taste like chicken, just go get some fucking chicken, dude. Why are you eating this nasty shit when you could just go get some canes? A frog leg? No. Literally just go to KFC. Why? It grinds my gears when people are like, this tastes like chicken. Oh my god, I eat this every day.
I saw a TikTok or a reel the other day, and it was like, when the chicken nuggets taste too much like chicken, and now you can't have chicken for 6 months. I was like, huh?
What the what?
It it's a sensory thing. They're like, it tastes too much like chicken, and so they
Well, then
can't.
why the fuck would you eat it?
Exactly.
You eat chicken because it tastes like fucking chicken.
Exactly.
You know something I
don't
hate
get
about
it.
chicken sometimes? When you're
What's
eating a McChicken from McDonald's and then it has that little chewy part.
The fat.
Gross. That's
It is a little
it puts
unnecessary.
me
I
off.
agree with that.
I also hate the lettuce on a McChicken.
Mm-hmm.
I get that off every single time. But I love me a spicy McChicken with some mayo.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. I don't get the McChicken with the cheese thing. I am a ex McDonald machine worker. I miss it.
Mm-hmm.
It gave me a lot of opportunity to try a lot of things on the menu. I tried a filet fish, and that was a lot better than I thought it was. But I never got it with tartar sauce because tartar sauce seems foul.
Yeah. Well, so the McDonald's that we always go to stores their tartar sauce in like the boxes. Like they don't store it in like a container or like in packets or something. They store it in boxes. And there was one time Lainey's younger brother ordered like chicken nuggets or something. And they got back to their house and they opened it up. It was just tartar sauce. And they called McDonald's and they were like, "What the fuck?" And they were like, "Oh yeah, sometimes we keep our tartar sauce."
Yeah.
Why would you put a thing of tartar sauce in there if you knew it was tartar sauce and not chicken nuggets?
Sometimes I can get mixed up because if it's in a chicken nugget box,
But why would?
sometimes
I feel like you could tell.
at the end of the night, actually always at the end of the night, we replace a lot of like the little things. So like a normal tartar sauce dispenser is like a little clamp of like a cylinder, and then it just like squirts out a little thing of tartar sauce. And so at the end of the night, those need to be cleaned. So we take those off like an hour or two before close, and then somebody will go and wash dishes, and then we'll keep the sauce in like certain things. So sometimes it would usually be like a fillet of fish box. And yeah, so a lot of things just had to go back, and so we cut back production of a lot of things. So that's why if you go in like at 8 o'clock to a McDonald's and they close at 9, that's why it takes longer, because if you're ordering fucking 60 nuggets, we only got 10 on deck. So
For those of you who don't know, Willem worked in McDonald's.
I just said that.
Oh, did you?
I worked at McDonald's for 9 months.
I was like half listening. You know how I do that?
I worked at McDonald's for 9 months, and then my location closed, and I would have kept working there I probably still might have been working there. Yep. Because I really liked it at the end, especially. It took me a while to get used to my coworkers, but when I did, I fucking loved them. Oh my god, it was so fun.
Okay, so we are going to do a little explanation of our favorite Taylor Swift songs and why they are favorite. Willow just tried to pet Baxter and it scared both of them. He wants you to pet him now. So we're gonna give a little breakdown of our favorite Taylor Swift songs and why they're our favorite Taylor Swift songs. Mine is Hoax. Very underrated opinion, I recognize. It used to be The Lakes, and then she sang it at Chicago Night 1. I was heartbroken, and now it's dropped. The reason that The Lakes...
She was fucking exiled from Olymp.
Bro, I was so mad. But the reason... I'm just going to give you, like, one reason why The Lakes was my favorite, and then we'll go back to Hoax. A red rose grew up out of ice-frozen ground with no one around to tweet it, while I bathe in cliffside pools with my calamitous love and insurmountable grief. And that's all I will say on the subject. Now Hoax is simply a wonderful song. For my music theory babies, it's in cut time and has triplets at the beginning of every phrase. And it's just fucking wonderful. Okay? So I'm just gonna give like a small lyric breakdown. I'm not gonna go into it too much. I'm gonna start at the chorus. I think. Stood on the cliffside screaming, "Give me a reason to." Your faithless love's the only hoax I believe in. I think she's talking about her religion here.
I painted Ava a little thing that says that. It's in her.
Yeah, she's talking about. From what I understand, she's talking about her religion. Stood on the cliffside, give me a reason. Your faithless love's the only hoax I believe in. I believe she's talking about her religion with God, and that she's Christian. She's a little Christian girl. She's also like a Democrat though, so just keep that in mind. Don't want no other shade of blue but you, no other sadness in the world would do. And okay.
Moment. With the religion and also the politics, I think it's important that we separate politics and religion.
100%.
Because I'm a history major, if you didn't know. Politics and religion were basically the same thing for a very long time, and they still kind of are.
Yes.
So religion does not equal politics.
But
Continue.
I just think it's something to note in your brain.
The church is
It is crazy.
If you give me an episode where I can just talk about history for like 10 minutes, bitch, I'll talk about it. We should do that for me. 10-minute segment every episode. Willow gets to talk about history.
If you give me a 10-minute segment of something, then I can make that.
Maybe we could do a bonus. Bonus episode.
Don't want no other shade of blue but you, no other sadness in the world could do. She mentioned in the folklore documentary on Disney Plus that that's what sounds romantic to her in this song. And I think what really stands out to me about that is people are so fixated usually on every song being about one specific thing, but specifically in the chorus, I think it really screams like she can just write lyrics and put them together because they sound good together. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to all be about the same thing. Anyways, then verse 2, my best laid plan, your sleight of hand, my barren land, I am ash from your fire, brother. She describes the song as the worst betrayal. And like, I just like,
it's like Judas. That could be a religious connection, Judas to Jesus.
Oh, that's so true. I haven't thought of it like that. So my best laid plan, your sleight of hand.
By Lady Gaga. That song is a slay.
Judah. Okay. My best laid plan, your sleight of hand. I mean, pretty self-explanatory. Just fucking.
I don't really listen to the song that often.
Willow doesn't like slow songs as much.
I don't. I like some slow songs. Folklore is my favorite album, but I have never really before Ava. I had never listened to Oaks actually.
Yeah.
But I don't really understand a lot of it because it's like a lot of words.
It is a lot of words. There's a joke that the folklore starter pack is a dictionary.
Yeah.
Now we get to the bridge. This is my favorite part. You know, I left a part of me back in New York. You know, the hero died, so what's the movie for? You know, it still hurts underneath my scars from when they pulled me apart. I'd just like to break this down for like 5 seconds. You know, it still hurts underneath my scars from when he pulled me apart. This gives me you drew stars around my scars, but now I'm bleeding from Cardigan in the bridge. And it's like the opening up to somebody and them just like hitting the fucking same buttons. And she's described it before, like you open up to this person and then that means they know exactly what buttons to click.
Yeah.
To like hurt you. And it's like, holy fucking shit, brother. You knew the password, so I let you in the door. You know you won, so what's the point of keeping score?
Fucking breath.
I just like need a minute to process. I just like it's so good. What?
Got my moccasins on still.
You knew the password, so I let you in the door. I feel like that is like knowing exactly what to say, even though it's not true. It's not genuine. Do you know what I mean? You knew you won, so what's the point of keeping score? Very straightforward. Just people being narcissistic. You know, it still hurts for me, my stars from when they pulled me apart, but what you did was just as dark. Darling, this was just as hard as when they pulled me apart. I don't have any other comments, I think. I just, I'm a really big lyricism girl, and so I think that's why, like, Folklore is my favorite album, if one of my favorite albums, if not my favorite. Folklore and Evermore kind of swap for me, and I think that's why, because the lyricism in them is, like, fucking crazy. And it's just like, oh my god. I think right now Hoax is my favorite, and then Happiness is my second favorite.
I do love Happiness.
And then it's Lakes. What?
I love Happiness.
It is such a good song, and we can delve in like another episode if we'd like, but that's my take on Hoax.
I have basically two favorite songs. If I could rank them in the same spot, I would. But the one that always prevails for me is also on the same album. It's called 7 by Taylor Swift. And I love the number 7 because it's so satisfying. But it's not my lucky number. My lucky number is 12. So the reason this is my favorite song is because it's like a connection to childhood. And childhood is a very important thing to me. Because I loved childhood, and it's been very hard for me to like leave it. So it's a very quick intro. The first lyric is, "Please picture me in the trees. I hit my peak at 7 feet." I always interpret that line as I hit my peak at 7. So, yeah. I I don't think that's true, but like I feel like my joy was peaked at 7.
Mm-hmm.
And so the next lyric is I hit my peak at 7 feet in the swing over the creek. I was too scared to jump in. The line I was too scared to jump in, very me. Because I'm afraid of everything before I try it. A lot of times when we would go to like a water park, I'd be fucking terrified to go down the slide until my siblings did it, or like it was always Weston who would make me do it. And he's still like that. He still makes me do shit. So that's a lyric that I connect to, and I just really love this song because it connects with me so much.
Yeah.
And it just sounds so like me. Like if you open me up, this is what I sound like. I really like the line, "Are there still beautiful things?" Because that's kind of how it feels to grow up. Like, is there still more after this? The song makes me emotional.
You're doing great.
I know. It's a very short song.
It is pretty short, yeah.
The next verse is sweet tea in the summer, cross your heart won't tell no other. And though I can't recall your face, I still got love for you. I interpret that in a few different ways. I moved a lot as a child and I had a lot of different friends. And so that I can interpret that and like I can't recall your face, but I still remember you and I still like thank you for all the times you had. And I also connect that to my siblings.
That for me reminds me of my mom, which is kind of dark for the topic, I guess, but
this song is kind of dark. People
yeah,
don't talk. This song is sad.
Yeah. So is Hoax though. I mean, okay, my mom passed away when I was 6. I don't remember her that much, but like she's my mom, you know? I still love her to death.
Yeah.
So, anywho.
And so I connect that to my siblings because I don't know. There's a lot of respect where it's like some of them are older than me and I can't remember a lot of stuff and stuff like that. Your braids like a pattern, love you to the moon and to Saturn. That is my favorite line she's ever said, and I will have it tattooed on my body at some point.
Willow made us friendship bracelets that say that.
I did do that.
And I haven't been wearing my bracelets recently. I need to start doing it again.
I have a very special connection to the moon, not just because I'm a Cancer. I've always just like, since I was a child, I've gone outside and I've just stared at the moon for a very long time because it fascinated me. I also used to stare at the sun.
Me too, dude. Do you ever like the rainbows that are like right by it when you stare at it for yeah. Oh, so good.
But I was just always more fascinated with the moon, and I still am. And now that I've learned the lore between Cancer's planet is the moon, that was really fun to learn. Okay. Also, your braids like a pattern. I wore braids like my entire childhood, so passed down like folk songs. The love lasts so long. There's nothing I can say about that. You have to get it. The next verse is the one that I connect the most to. And I've been meaning to tell you, I think your house is haunted. Your dad is always mad, and that must be why. I think you should come live with me, and we can be pirates. Then you won't have to cry or hide in the closet. So going back into that verse that I just said, just a lot of stuff in my childhood that connects to that. I used to, the room that I'm in right now was the room that I had originally before I moved out when I was like 13, and then it became my sister's room, and then I moved back in last year. And there's a little closet in there. There's 2 closets, and there's a little one. And I didn't use it to hang up clothes. I sat in it all the time. I hung up my paintings in there, and whenever I just wanted to be alone, I sat in it. And so that really connects to me. Yeah. I envision that verse as my sister singing it to me. So that's another thing.
I love Whitney.
The next verse I also like. It's just that last verse that makes me cry every time.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah. Especially when you have such a connection to it, like I do. Like word fucking word.
Yeah. I understand. That's how I feel about Marjorie because okay, we'll talk about it for like 2 seconds and then we'll go back to you if that's okay.
I don't care.
Marjorie, for those of you who don't know, Taylor Swift wrote about her grandmother who passed away when she was 13, and her grandmother was an opera singer, and one of the lines in there is "all your closet of backlog dreams and how you left them all to me," and that really hits me hard because my dad loved music, bro, like loved it so much, and he had a lot of other passions. He made beer in our garage. Like it was so slay. The whole house would smell like yeast,
Okay,
and it's like so
Mark.
sentimental to me though. But like, did you just call him Mark?
Isn't that his name?
Mike.
Mike.
I was
I
like,
it was Mark.
it's, I
name
mean,
is
you were
Mark?
close.
Oh, I know whose name is Mark. Never mind.
But it's like so sentimental to me because I love music so much, and so that line like gets me fucking.
Yeah.
But anyways, go ahead.
I just want to say a quick thank you to Mike and Amy for bringing us this beautiful human.
Thank you.
Would have loved to
saying
meet you. The next verse is, please picture me in the weeds before I learned civility. I used to scream ferociously anytime I wanted.
Can I mention the Taylor Swift breakdown that she gave?
Mm-hmm.
So, before I learned civility, I used to scream ferociously anytime I wanted. She basically wrote that because she saw a kid like throw himself on the ground in a grocery store, and she's like, "When the fuck did I used to do that? Like, why can't I do that anymore?"
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
I like the two beginning verse things, where it's please picture me in the weeds or in the trees, because I grew up in nature very much. We would go on hikes constantly, and my dad is very into plants, and he plants everything. And I connect to the I used to scream ferociously because I was like the youngest child, and I would cry anytime I didn't get my way. I still cry quite often, as we can tell. I'm not even crying. It's just like it's on the verge. It was like last episode.
Yeah. I love that. That's so fun.
I really love this line. Pack your dolls in a sweater. We'll move to India forever. I just imagine this song as me and my sister.
Yeah. Also, I like the passed down like folk songs or love lasts so long because I feel like that lyric can have a lot of meanings because like the whole thing with like folk stories is that they're molded over time, but they last for so long.
I didn't expect this topic to be so emotional.
Well, of course it is because music is our coping mechanism, and so of course our favorite songs are like fucking crazy. But yeah. Do you want to listen to another verse?
I'm good.
Okay. Vroom vroom.
I just can't talk about my sister.
Okay, we can move on. I think that pretty much covers it.
My other favorite song is The Archer. Which is really just me in a song. So yeah.
Woot woot. King Julian.
Mort. My eyes just keep watering.
Vroom vroom. Just know they can't catch me. Vroom vroom. Cute, sexy, in my right spot tee.
This is the last time you see me not be serious on the podcast. I have a serious persona for this podcast.
Okay. How long have we been recording?
I have
forever,
no clue.
right?
No, it's been an hour.
Okay. It feels like an hour and a half. I don't know why.
Because we've had a lot of breaks.
That's true.
But just a little bit of further into The Archer, I have a lot of anxiety. Like a lot. So that's why I relate to it. I really like the line, I like all the repetition. They see right through me. Can you see right through me? And then when it goes, I see right through me. Are we kidding? Are we fucking joking?
The one that probably best represents my anxiety out of all of our songs is Peace. Because it's talking about how like these things are out of my control, and like so in the documentary she talks about how in this song it specifically she thinks about like the paparazzi and how like they can chase you but are the things that I control enough for you to stay with me. And like then
that gets me now that what happened with her and Joe.
But Aaron Dessner ties it to his depression.
I love Aaron.
I love him so
Well,
much.
Aaron.
And he's like, this really reminds me of my depression, because like I can try and be the best husband I can be for my wife, but like she's like what's the line? Oh, here it is. But the rain is always gonna come if you're standing with me. Dude,
That's crazy.
that is fucking wild, brother. Because like to me it's like it really just like reminds me of like my mental health stuff. Like I am not like the best friend or like girlfriend to have it sometimes. Just cause I mean, I got a lot going on in my brain. And so like it's never a reflection of my love for you.
Mm-hmm.
It's that like I need to like prioritize my brain and my like mental health and my body
Mm-hmm.
before I, not that I don't prioritize you, but like you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like I have to like take into account myself. And so like that really hits me hard. Like would it be enough, like the things that I can do for you, like is that enough? I like
Mm-hmm.
anyways.
Yeah.
Folklore is crazy, dude. And we can do a deep dive in folklore like at some point, but like
I just really love The Archer because the repetition of the "can you see right through me" or just like the seeing right through me stuff.
mhm
Because I've always put up a mask,
mhm
and it's always been a mask to seem like I'm stupider than I am.
mhm I think that's also because we're women.
Mm-hmm.
And so you kind of have to play into that a little bit.
I think it's because of how I grew up.
Yeah, I also agree with that. Anyhow,
Can we go to 7?
yeah, I would love to.
Okay, ask me your questions, Ava. We were talking before this episode, and Ava, I reminded her because I have to remind a lot of people that I have it because
Well, so
I have an eidetic memory.
I remember that Willow has an eidetic memory. Thank you. I'm sorry. But I like like how did this even get brought up? What was I saying?
I was reminding you of Saturday when we went to Morgan's.
Oh, right. Okay, yeah. So we were talking about how like actually I don't even
I asked her if we were still going over to her sister's on Saturday, and she
Mhm.
said yes. Because I was asking if I thought that everybody had forgotten about that because it hadn't been talked about, but I remember everything. So sometimes when I bring stuff up, I'm like, I feel a little bit pathetic, because I remember everything and I don't want to be like, hey, do you still want to hang out? And that's just awkward to do. And so Ava was like going into that. She like started talking about like how I just remember everything or whatever.
Well, I think it's really cool because obviously I don't have that at all. And so Willow was describing it as like, I thought she just remembered things she heard, but then she was describing it to me as you can recall like scenes and
It's
like
more things that I see than what I hear.
and so then I was like, isn't that a photographic memory?
That's
But
the same thing.
apparently that's yeah, which I didn't know.
Mhm.
But I just think that's so fucking cool because you said you can like edit them.
Yeah. I can like take clips from different parts. It's basically like a montage. So you know like the
Mhm.
Barbie montage, I can do that with basically scenes from my whole life.
Mhm.
And I can play it out like a movie.
And also what I think is cool is that you can remember things you didn't even clock at the time. And so like how we were talking about how I saw Oppenheimer without you. By the way, we still need to see that. Because I would love to see it with you. I just like sitting down to watch a 3-hour movie
It's
about
hard.
a fucking bomb.
Especially if you don't like history as much as I do.
Yeah. No, I the science part is fascinating, but then it really gets into the history part at the end and I'm like, I want to go home.
You could just walk out.
It's true. But I do want to see it with you. But anyways, like whenever we were talking about that and how you were like, I remember you talking about it in front of me. I just didn't realize at the time. I'm like, that's so fucking cool. Yeah. I can barely even remember things I like clocked at like when they were.
I can also remember how I felt during them. Like I can feel it again. Which is, I always describe my memory as a curse, but like not what's the
a blessing and a curse.
And a curse, because it's useful. It's very useful, but then the things that you don't remember, you have to. Like you don't want to remember, you have to. So,
yeah, that is a great way to describe it.
Yeah, that's how I always describe it. And so it's been difficult throughout my whole life, but going through the breakup, I remember literally everything.
Yeah.
So that was hard. But do you have any questions? You said that you wanted to ask me.
No, because I think I already asked you all the questions I had, or at least at the moment I do. I don't have any more. But I think I don't know if you do this. Do you listen to songs and like imagine how another person feels?
Mhm.
So like when you just said that you remember things like from the breakup, I thought of All Too Well. That I remember it all too well. Literally you.
I like the ending of All Too Well,
Yeah.
the version.
Just between us.
It feels very reflective,
Yes.
and that's all I can do.
Well, so people talk about how the reason that she repeats it all the time, that I remember it all too well, just between us, when did my hair, I was there, whatever. Like the reason it's so repetitive is because she's like trying to like repeat to herself that these things did in fact happen, and she's not crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like
that's
that
another
song-
thing with my memory.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times, like people will try and gaslight me
Mm-hmm.
and say that it didn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
But I literally remember
Yeah.
everything. My family does this a lot. And they're like, "No, that's not how it happened." And I can literally, if you don't believe me, I can literally fucking prove it to you.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm right.
No, and so usually what happens when we're having like not arguments, but we're bickering, and you're like, "No, I literally remember this." I'm like,
so
am I?
I'll literally pull out, I'll be like, Ava, I have an eidetic memory.
I know.
I'm
Yeah,
right.
Because the thing is, I believe you, but I'm like, there's no fucking way I'm that stupid.
Mhm.
And it's not that I'm stupid. It's
It's
just that I
I'm
have
crazy.
a bad memory.
I'm
No,
crazy
you're not
smart.
crazy.
I'm
You
crazy
just got,
cool.
yeah, no, you just got a cool brain. But
Who
I just think
formed
it's
this?
fascinating.
What happened in there?
No, I think
I
it's so
ate
cool.
my twin in the womb and then I got its brain.
Anyway.
I wish I had a twin. How fun would that be?
Oh my god, that'd be insane.
Double Willow. What would their name be? It'd probably be Riley with a W. Because that was what my name was going to be.
With a W, where would the W go?
W-R-Y. Lay. That was one of my names that I was going to have.
That's a bad
I kind of like it.
name. I like the name Riley, but with a W?
I think it's better than with an R. Riley with an R is boring.
Oh, yeah, because you guys have that W thing going.
Yeah, everybody in my family has W.
Oh, yeah.
My family is just so interesting.
They are fascinating.
We're just like, we're crazy.
You're like a clan.
We're very well known. I'm a Cottleville nepotism baby.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and we're known for being funny and witty and having a lot of character.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm
Yeah.
like famous.
Anyway, I think I have one story before we go.
Okay.
And then we'll sign off. Does that sound good?
I did want to talk about the jealousy and remorse, but I don't really know.
I think
I don't think I need to touch on it that hard.
yeah, I think
What I was gonna say about it is that I think the path from jealousy to remorse and like just like being jealous and remorseful, it's like polarizing because I'm talking about a breakup, obviously. Just feeling jealous of how the other person can feel. Like because everybody's process from healing from detrimental things is different. And so feeling jealous that it's taking you longer than it seems as if it's taking them. And it's also like the jealousy that I have that they seem like they're having just woohoo fun all the time. That I'm kind of having I wouldn't say crisis, but I'm having like a renaissance in myself. I think that's how I would describe it. Because last episode you were talking about how like I've been different.
Yeah.
And like how I've been like more confident and appreciate. I think I'm having like
It's
basically
not-
a renaissance within myself.
Yeah, and it's not that you're having a personality change. You're still I think you're more true to yourself, if anything.
I've always been very true to myself.
Mm-hmm.
I say if I'm not Willow, who am I?
So true.
I am very me. Like there's
Mhm.
not a way that you couldn't make me me. I just can't understand the concept of being somebody else or
Yeah.
trying to be somebody that I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always me
Mm-hmm.
in every single situation. And that's I'm very opinionated. I always have been. You ask me any question, I will have a yes or no. There's no I don't know. I always have an opinion on something.
Mhm.
And you can't take that away from me out of my fucking cold dead hands. Like
I'm so proud of you for that.
I'm just Willow.
Yep.
I'm just Ken. Anywhere else I'd be a 10.
Is it my destiny to live and die a life?
Blonde fragility. I'm not blonde anymore. Don't talk to me about it. I'm sensitive. Insert a
Okay.
picture of baby blonde Willow.
You'll have to send
She's
me
a cutie. Little Willow is so Little Willow. I like looking at pictures of Little Willow because I am still the same fucking person. There's a picture of me when I was younger. I think we might have talked about this on the podcast where my knuckles say Thug Life and I'm making
Oh my god!
there's a sideways hat.
Dude, that photo.
I've always been the same person.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing has changed about me.
Yeah.
I'm so funny. I'm sorry. Hello, comedy club.
Mm-hmm. Hey,
I was moving my feet.
Willow's
I got my hooves on. Okay.
Willow's moccasins we call hooves because they like fully like
Hooves. And they look like horse feet. When I wear my big yoga leggings, it looks like I got fucking the big horse leg.
It's so good. I love it.
I love these shoes so much.
Me too, and they're cute.
You should get a pair. I think they sell them in pink.
I want to get pink. Like moccasins.
You should get these.
But I
They're
would
cute
get moccasins.
to wear
I would
with
get
socks
moccasins.
in the winter.
Mm-hmm.
I like them as a fall shoe.
Mm-hmm.
I just love these shoes. I need a new pair of white tennis shoes because my ones I get mine from Walmart because I'm cheap. I ain't got no damn money, and they cost like $18 comparatively to Nike's like $62 or like $17 or $99.
Yeah,
but they fall apart so quickly.
Yeah, aren't your soles like separating?
Yeah,
now
so I
on the
can't
shoe?
really wear those anymore.
Mm-hmm.
She's not rich.
Anyhow.
She's not in wealth and money.
All right.
Do you want to talk about your story now?
I would love to. So on Wednesday or a week ago from yesterday, we had a little scare. I have 3 dogs, one of whom is Bailey. And our dogs are crazy because they're kind of really similar in like the dynamics. We have 2 boys and 1 girl. And so my girl is named Bailey, and she's the sweetest.
I
most
love her.
gentlest
She's
lady.
my favorite one out of the 3.
But she is fucking crazy, and it's very deceiving because whenever you first meet her, she's so sweet. She's the kind of dog that will bring you something when you first come home, but it's never a shoe. It's always one of her. We call them her babies. They're just like stuffed animal toys.
Babies, that's so cute.
Because she's very like maternal energy.
I love her.
So she's like very sweet and kind, but in reality, she's a fucking shithead.
This is comparable to my dog Leo.
Yes, who is also very like,
but Leo's fucking insane.
Yes,
insert a picture of Leo being crazy. Leo's pictures go hard.
Yeah. I'll text you and let you know what pictures I need.
I'll remember.
True. Always true.
Isn't that just the best?
It is the best because I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I use Willow for eidetic memory. Maybe using her is the wrong way to word it, but I'll like
using. Not I wouldn't say using, but using to your
advantage.
Your wheelhouse.
Yes,
I'm in her wheelhouse.
So sometimes I'll be like, "Hey Willow, can you remind me to do X, Y, Z?" Because she won't forget, and I'll forget.
I'm always in my own wheelhouse.
And it's fucking awesome.
I can gaslight people. No, I can't. I could.
But you could.
Honestly, I could say something that's completely not true and be like, I have an eidetic memory.
Yeah.
But I won't.
Yeah. But
unless you suck.
Yeah. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, sometimes I just tell Willow to remind me things because I obviously have a fucking brain.
And it's also great when we're in like negative situations and we need to remember what somebody said.
Yeah. Because we
like, especially when I was in choir and people would try to fucking fight us and trifle. Bitch. You don't know about me.
The other day, Willow sent me a reel, and it was like talking shit, and then it was like
it was a choir room, practice room,
and the girls who get it, and y'all don't understand.
We would be in there every fucking day, and then people would just walk in, and I'd be
because
like,
we're awesome.
You sit down.
Okay,
everybody loves me. Everybody loves Ava. Ava is a product of me in the choir, the FHC choir realm.
I'm a product of like a lot of people.
She's learned I think mainly me.
Yeah,
you're a little bit of Matt too. She's learned everything from her mother. Not everything. She's smarter than me. She knows more music theory than I do. But like in the realm,
I wouldn't say smarter. I just am have more of an understanding
in the realm of how to lead and use people to your advantage. Me.
But
I was a good leader. I don't care what anybody fucking says, bitch. Y'all can say that I was immature. I was a leader.
No, but
I am bitter.
at the end of the year, we had an end of year project, and Willow and I covered nothing new, and so we
They would
go
just
in.
fucking walk in. We're
Dude,
working.
shh. Sorry, I don't mean to shush you,
Okay.
but actually, I want to finish this sentence because we would be trying to work on the song, and people would just walk in because they want to hang out with us. But it's like, dude,
Because we're cool and fun.
we are cool
And
and fun,
sexy.
but also,
I've
dude,
never said that word out loud. I hated it. I hated that. I hated every second of it. I always say smexy.
Anyways, people would
I
just
hated
walk into
that.
this practice room and we're trying to fucking sing a song about like growing up and being sad. But anyways,
It was so us. That song is so. It's Nothing New by Phoebe Bridgers and Taylor Swift.
Yeah, but
And
anyways,
we changed who sang lyrics. We're so innovative and young.
and I played. Oh my god, it was so fun.
We got an
Um,
100 because
Mhm.
the talent in that room when we were singing, they weren't ready. They weren't ready for it.
I thought you were about to tear other people down. I was like,
Well, I know a group that got an 8, like got fucking like 17.
we're friends with them. To be clear, we're friends with them.
But that performance, I watched it live.
And she will never be the same.
Dakota, you gave it up for that though. You gave it. Dakota was the only talent in that group at that day. And Macy and Liam were in it and Ashton.
Redacted.
But Dakota, you served.
Um,
Dakota's got vocal.
Oh, of course
She
does.
she gets down on herself, but Dakota, you can sing, girl.
Yeah. What were we talking about? Bailey. Oh, so anyways, Bailey's a little shithead. She'll get into everything. She's the kind of dog who will like actively be looking for food at all times. She cuckoo bananas, okay? And
A
so
long ass episode.
yeah. And again, it's very deceiving because she comes off as super sweet and kind and maternal, and then she's just the fucking like not well
Crazy
she's-
wackadoo.
Yeah, she's crazy wackadoo troublemaker. So one thing about her as well is she's the only dog we have that will actively go out of her way to chase bunnies. Baxter and Dash will bark at them, but they won't chase them. Bailey's also really fucking fast, which is crazy because she like tore her ACL.
This is the same thing
And
with Leo. I didn't even know this about Bailey.
So we have to give her like monthly shots because she tore her ACL, and so she's developing arthritis
I
now.
didn't know that.
And so in order to, you can either give her like meds and monthly shots and stuff, or you can have the surgery that has like a 6-week recovery where she can't walk. Like you have to help her do all her stuff. And Graham's 81, like and I'm at school full time. Like it's just not gonna work. So we opted for the meds and stuff. But she's still so fucking fast. And so a week ago from yesterday, I was sitting on the couch, and there's like a basement door right by the couch, and I hear a knocking, and I hear Graham going, Ava, Ava, and so I go and I'm like, what's wrong? And she's like, I can't find Bailey, like she's gone. And I was like, okay, because the thing is sometimes Bailey's also really quiet. She like barely barks unless Baxter or Dash instigate it, and so she will like walk into rooms behind Graham, and Graham won't realize she's in there, and then she'll close the door on Bailey behind her, and Bailey just won't even bark. She'll just sit in there, and it's so cute. I loved her so much. But anyways, so I was like, okay, Graham, let's look through the house really quick. Let's just calm down. And then she wasn't in the house, and she wasn't in the yard, and I was like, fuck. And so we have an electric fence, right? So they all have shock collars, but sometimes their batteries die or the batteries fall out. And this has happened before, but usually we catch it before they run away. And Bailey's only ever run away once, and it was like 7 years ago. And this was pre her using a shock collar. And so I was like, fuck me. Okay. And at this point she'd probably been gone for like half an hour, which is a pretty long time. And so because she's so fast, she could have been anywhere. So I'm like, I'm gonna go get in the car. You wait here, because out of either of us, I was probably best fit to be in driving at that point. Because Graham was freaking the fuck out, and I was like, fuck. So
Graham was saying it?
no, I was
Okay,
cussing
good.
like sailor, but Graham does cuss whenever she's panicked.
That's
Not
a
like
weird
fuck.
dynamic.
Fuck is her least favorite word.
It's my favorite word.
It's my favorite word too, and Sissy's and like all of our family members.
I love the word fuck.
But she does say like shit whenever she's really frustrated or
That's
something.
weird to me.
I know.
If I ever hear
Graham-
Graham cuss, it'll be like an out-of-body experience. Oh no. Ava's phone just died. For a little segment where it's just Willow, Ava, you can put a picture of Willow's face on it. Me speaking in the third person. My dogs are very similar to Ava's, in the way that Leo is the exact same. So Max and Leo have only gotten out once each. And Frank gets out quite often, but she never gets very far because we see her. She runs completely. She just runs. And the only way to get her back is to clap twice. It's only really me that can get her back. But when Leo left, we hadn't even realized because he's really quiet, and the gate to the side was open, and we didn't know that. Yeah. That's the same way Max got out, but when Max got out, he went right to the front door, and he was like, I don't think I should be doing this. I've never been out here. And so when Leo got out, we were like, where the fuck is he? And my mom had just got home, and I was looking for him, and she was like, she got in the car, and she was like looking for him, and you know what the motherfucker was doing? He was down the street smelling some neighborhood flowers. Are we kidding?
Of course he was.
Leo, what are we doing? I'm sure he was chasing a squirrel and he got out somehow.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I would just like to say that Bailey did eventually come back. She just came fucking prancing through the back door. I made a post on that like Nextdoor app with like all your neighbors in it, and she just came fucking prancing through the back door like 5 minutes later after I made the post, and I was like, "Fuck you, Bailey!" I was so mad, but I think that's it.
Yeah, this is a long episode. Next episode we're gonna be doing something different. We're gonna do We're Not Really Strangers, and that'll be the main episode. We might do a little bit of a check-in in the beginning. But that'll be something new, and you guys can learn more about us, so stay tuned for that, and we'll see you next week.
Follow, subscribe, or whatever on Spotify.
Subscribe and like on YouTube. Turn on notifications. Follow our Instagram at Professional Bullshitters Pod. Follow us and give us a 5-star on Spotify. The Professional Bullshitters Podcast. That's how you can find us there. YouTube, I also believe it's the Professional Bullshitters Podcast. Our name will look like Ava and Willow, but I'm gonna have Ava change that so it looks like Professional Bullshitters. Yeah. And that's really. Well, we also have a TikTok. Did we start that? Or should I make?
I have it set up, yeah.
I need to be able to log into that. You know the name for that?
We'll post about it on our Instagram.
Yeah. Follow our Instagram. I post a lot of stuff on that. We do we dick around. I am the main social media person, so if you ever see a little funky graphic, that was all yours truly. We do weekly songs, so follow us and see what songs are a week. And I might be doing some more stuff. You never know. I'm a crazy gal. You'll never know what you'll see on there. All right. I think this is it.
Okay. Goodbye, friends.